Yeah, okay.
I feel good, 'cause I just know feeling of you. Give it to me, baby. Feel alright.
A, okay, okay.
I feel good. Just walk your step with me, dance with me, here with me, feel alright. I feel good.
Fuck, are you kidding? Seriously?
Alright. To make a groove all night.
Can't be a good sign that I thought of a woman before I thought of a woman, but whatever. We're not gonna talk about it. What are you doing? Jesus. I feel good.
Just want you step with me, dance with me.
Feel
Alright. I feel good on you. Alright. Make a groove all night.
Haystack, pitchfork. Bug, how's it going, man? How you doing?
Close your eyes. Come to me. Close your
Zaza, how's it going, man? About get it. You good? Zaza, what's happening? MX, how's it going? Crown nail, ocean copper, hurly burly. Smokey, how's it going, man? How you doing? Chris, how's it going, man? How you doing? Flatfoot, ocean, pitchfork, haystack. I'm not getting. Was you watching AOT? Alright. First watch through or like a rewatching? I'm good. You know, I've done literally fucking nothing today. I woke up, had breakfast, watched the 2 most recent episodes of Invincible. Procrastinated, started stream. That's been literally, and I've been up for like 3.5 hours. I've done fucking nothing. What happened yesterday? It was basically their first day on the boat on the way to making their way. So on the ship, they met with this guy who was like the security captain or whatever. We met. We got introduced to him. I feel like he might be like a recurring character. I don't know. So this volume, Zaza, is going to be like the traveler volume. Like he's going to be going all through the continents, you know, sort of like his Gearman Sparrow arc. I'm sure you're really curious, so you're very welcome. Get fucked, idiot. No, he muted me. Fuck, I almost had him. I had him. Fuck. The security captain of the ship claimed to be some like retired army officer who knew like a lot of big shot pirates and stuff. There was almost an attack on the ship, but then that got kind of thwarted, so that didn't happen. We got to see the bounties of the pirate kings. Fucking the highest bounty. You're no, not yet. No, The highest bounty is fucking Queen Mystic. What? Crazy shit. Second was Nast. Third was Cat Leia. Little baby Cat Leia is ranked third. Pretty cool. And yeah, that was about it. We landed at a harbor, and then that's kind of where we left off. It was basically just the first boat ride. Was all that happened yesterday. You're good, Zaza. You can come back. All right. I don't know. I'm not getting any of the fucking connections today. This shit's whack. Let's move on. I don't care. Do a sit up to signal. Yeah, you're good. I'm not. How the fuck do you want me? You can't see the floor, idiot. Concentration. Concentrate. Focus. Focus study. Learn. No. Restore, regain. Focus study. Yo! That was a good Lexicon run. What? No help? Just big brain? I've been on a pretty strict diet recently, but I really broke it. I just wanted this is an ice cap. It's like a unbelievably sweet iced coffee. And I was like, fuck it, today's one of those days. I'll live, it's fine. YOLO, whatever. Coddle. Oh, it tastes so fucking good though. It's literally just pure sugar, mind you. Fuck! You know how much I've been pissed at you for like the past weeks? The fuck did I do? See the German... Oh, the German hardcover. Yeah, I did actually see this, MX. It showed up on my feed. It looked cool as fuck. You made the server? Oh. That was... Okay. But no one played it, Zaza. Literally, you were the only one. No one else played it. Be mad at Devil. Be mad at everyone else who said they'd play too. I freaking beat the game all. Bro, okay. You did. I'm sorry for that. Okay, you didn't deserve that, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you. You didn't deserve that. That wasn't very nice. On that, I am a little sorry, okay? I am. Next time, don't do it, or I'll make a visit. Okay, sounds good. So here. I have to move away. But now what do I do here? Because this bishop doesn't have any checks. Here. Wow, that's really cool. Oh, walk the rank, matey. That's a good name for it too. Just forcing the king to walk down. That's quite good. But nah, you are right. So that was okay. That was mean. Okay, I should have showed up. I should have. You're right. Where do I go? How do I? Oh. I want to go here, but obviously that doesn't work. So what do I do? Oh, here, but then he's forced to take. No, I do go there. He's forced to take I Queen. Oh, so simple. But I'm genuinely excited for this volume, though. I like the Gehrman bits were like some of my favorite bits all the way up until volume 7, probably. I probably even kind of I enjoyed that kind of similarly to volume 6. So like I'm genuinely really excited for this. I hope it's similar in quality, and I'd be so excited. Like a volume 3 Traveler Zaza, like, you know, Gehrman going around making a name for himself and all that. Like that, like those bits. I really genuinely enjoyed those. No knight, you idiot! Alright, let's just do chess battle and then we can go, okay? We won't do the chess game. The games have become depressing to play. I'm bad. Still beat Zaza though, get fucked, idiot. I think I beat him once and he beat me once, but it's fine, whatever. I'm counting that as a win, okay? You see, I knew he was gonna bring it up. I know you guys quite well. Can take this, but I can go here or I can go here. Fuck. Wait, he got that? I'm gonna try to get this because I have a minute and a half, but if I don't get this, I'm taking the win. I can't take the chance I draw it. Here? Here. Fuck! We're taking the win, boys. We're taking the win! Call it cowardly, call it what you will. We take those wins, baby. Lumion whirled back to the surface to face the teasing man. Doesn't every adventurer who comes to sea dream of following in Gehrman Sparrow's great footsteps? The joking adventurer wasn't even past his 20s. Curly brown hair topped a gaunt face, his blue intense eyes sparkling with amusement. His attire, a thin blue coat, white pants and brown boots, a high-caliber revolver, and an exquisite rapier balanced his waist. Even Sparrow didn't manage to hunt down one of the pirate kings. Alright, I appreciate you, Zaza. Lumen's retort was and lofty aspiration seemed to surprise the adventurer, who chuckled. Wasn't Gehrman the one who allegedly killed Barrows Hopkins, the vanished king of the Black Throne, one of the original 4? Although the adventure series hadn't touched upon it yet, Lumion was a dedicated reader. The adventurer scoffed, unconfirmed at best. Only when it's inked to the adventure series is it truth. They say Four's Wall was especially hired by the Church of the Fool to promote Sparrow's exploits. Just as I suspected, Four's operates under the protection of the Fool Church, allowing her to write without fear. So the relationship between Gehrman, the former Vice Admiral Ailment, and the current Queen of Ailment is real? Oh, I'd bet on it. The Queen of Ailment herself has never denied it, the adventurer replied. After their chats, the adventurer and his playful demeanor found Lumen more appealing. How should I address you? After learning your name and you becoming a famous legend like Gehrman, I can brag to the others that I knew you before you were famous. Louis Barry. No, I said Louis. Louis Barry. Lumion offered his alias. What about you? Perhaps you will be the next Gehrman. Batna Comte. The adventurer with a wide aperture revolver and exquisite rapier chuckled. I don't expect to end up like Gehrman. I wouldn't mind becoming the next Blazing Danitz, or even the former strongest hunter of the Fog Sea, Anderson. That alone would be quite satisfying. Quite ambitious. He doesn't seem like a newbie, Lumion thought. Unconsciously slipping into a conspirator's mindset, he still believes achieving power like Blazing Danitz is possible. Eve, how's it going? That suggests a strong sense of belief. Could he be a Beyonder? Adjusting his straw hat, Lumion smiled. Drinks on me. How about it? Stepping into Port Farim, the countless capital of the Fog Sea Archipelago, St. Tick Island, Lumion carried a double purpose: to unearth more pirate intel and acquire the remaining supplementary ingredients for the Reaper potion. This mission demanded contact with Beyonders and information brokers. As his thoughts raced, Madam Magician's reward flickered in his mind. Sequence 5, Reaper. Main ingredient, Grey Demonic Wolf's Front Claws, Forest Hunter Tongue. Supplementary, 80 milliliters of Grey Demonic Wolf Blood, 2 Forest Hunter Fangs, 10 drops of colorful bearded horned lizard venom, and 10 drops of hornbeam essential oils. So if Cuttlefish is following his own sort of thing for the previous book, then he becomes a sequence 5 pretty quickly, and then is stuck as sequence 5 for the next 250 chapters or so, and then he becomes it either at the end of volume 4 or the start of 5, if he's following his own thing. I don't know if his plan is to make Lumion a great old one, or follow a similar sort of timeline, or maybe he doesn't want to follow a similar timeline because he knows other people will be able to predict it. So I don't know. Ritual. Plan and execute a successful capture of a target with a sequence higher than your own. Flaunt the completed conspiracy before them and consume the potion as they witness your victory, filled with fear and despair. The increased number and higher sequence the captured target, and the greater the fear and anger, the more potent the ritual effects. The two main... There's no fucking way he captures a demigod, right? Are you that guy, bro? Are you that guy? Would he do it? The two main ingredients can be substituted with Martin's characteristic. His blood and teeth can also replace the Grey Demonic Wolf's blood and their fangs. In other words, Lumion only had one missing ingredient, the venom of a colorful bearded horned lizard. An ingredient hinted at a rare creature. Alright, Batna Comte didn't reject Lumion's invitation. The two walked along a side street of the square. Towering piles of fruit line the roadsides, while stalls brim with golden leaf straw hats, juicy sugar canes, and sweet scones, savory meat, and native cigarettes. 2. Yeah, no. I'm saying it could be a sequence 5, but since it mentioned like that the higher the sequence, the better the effects, I feel like Lumion is crazy enough to go, nah, I could bag me a demigod if I need to, you know? Because he's not only a sequence 6, he's a dual sequence 6, right? So like this shit is kind of crazy. 2 nearby bars, their doors flung open, offering round tables spilling onto the sidewalks, inviting passengers. Batna surveyed the lively scene and said, "Seems like your first visit to the archipelago. Remember, never trust an islander." Racism. Tisk tisk. Their outward deference and meekness mask their true intentions. They dream of swindling our money and selling us for a hefty price. Oh my god, you know what this reminds me of? I saw this a while back. Hold on. Hold on, I remember this tweet. Hold on. This is the same vibe it's giving. Hold on. Dude, why is the quality so shit? Come on. How the fuck can I forget this? Oh, yeah, okay. His comment is giving me the same vibes as this, okay? Finding Dua Lipa attractive means you don't have the epigenetic Europoid blood memory of distrusting gypsies. I look at this woman and my DNA tells me she's distracting me so her brothers can steal my livestock. Just replace gypsies with islanders. He's giving the same. Lumion met Batna's gaze and chuckled. Did they take advantage of you when you first arrived? Batna fell silent, avoiding the question. Lumion didn't press further. He spent 2 licks for a small bag of freshly fried banana slices. The exterior crisp gave way to soft, sweet interior. Fried banana slices? What the fuck? This is just for women and children, Batna muttered. How could a grown man, determined to follow in Gehrman's footsteps, be indulging in fried banana slices? In theory, at least, I'm still a minor. Lumion mentally dismissed the matter. Do pirates often enter Port Farim in disguise? Yes, quite frequently, but hunting them is hardly worth it. Why not? It'd be quite easy. Port Farim's officials tacitly allow pirates to be here, selling their plundered goods and buying supplies and pleasures in return. The pirate trade is a major economic force in Port Farim. Many, including the governor and the fleet commander and the garrison head, have amassed wealth through it. I've never had fried bananas, no. Is that a fucking thing? I didn't even know that was a thing, let alone tried it. As long as they keep a low profile, going after them in Farim is like challenging the local power players. If that happens, you and the pirates risk getting caught, but the pirates may find a way to jailbreak. Does Trier not have any objections? Oh, you're fucking with me. Oh, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Who knows? Maybe those who know about the pirate trade are swimming in wealth from corruption. If they don't, they won't bother figuring it out, Batna chuckled. Either way, pirates are pretty chill here. Is that so? If a pirate attacks me, can I defend myself? Yes, but why would they? Batna asked. Kami, yo! Perhaps they think I'm an easy target, Lumion replied. As they entered a bar, they chose to sit inside instead of on the street. It was equally lively inside, with a mixed-raced woman dancing provocatively on the wooden stage at the hall center. With the previous tweet, that's funny as fuck. Her moves synchronized with the music. As she placed her hand on her undergarment, the surrounding patrons responded with whistles and cheers. How about this? In some ways, isn't Farim more open-minded than Trier? Not only can you see it, but you can also take it away with a sum of money, Batna replied. This only means that Farim is far enough from the reaches of both churches and Trier. What do you mean? Batna asked. Lumion, adopting the pious tone, mimicking a believer of EBS, it is too far from justice to be bound by law. Seeing Batna's expression froze, Lumion smiled. Just kidding. Out at sea, who gives a shit? For a second there, I thought you were about to purify this place in the name of God, Batna chuckled. Taking their seats, they ordered the Fogsea Archipelago's famous Golden Psalm. 8 licks per glass was much cheaper than Trier. As the caramel sweet liquor warmed their throats, Jesus, that's a weird sentence, Lumen launched into an enthusiastic conversation about Gehrman, acting like a devoted follower, chatting with Batna and even the bartender. After a while, Lumen finished his drink and stood up, drawn towards the central wooden platform where the stripper had taken stage. Batna watched with a smile, knowing the lad couldn't resist. Lumen approached the platform, grabbed the two patrons who were blocking his way and tossed them aside, and leapt onto the stage. Under everyone's bewildered gaze, Lumen drew his revolver and aimed it at the bar ceiling and fired. What the fuck? Batna was dumbfounded. Lumen blew on the revolver's muzzle and flashed a grin. Everyone, may I have your attention? I have something to ask you. He's so different, bro. He's so different. He's like, I want to follow in Gehrman's footsteps, and then it proceeds to be the exact opposite of Gehrman. Gehrman is reserved and pretty chill. Only hunting those he needs to hunt, not just doing a random What if there's some guy upstairs who's getting it on with the stripper and you just shot him through his dick? Did you even think about this? No, you didn't, idiot. Lumen ignored the stunned silence that followed his question. So, where can a fellow find some mystical trinkets around here? On hearing this, Batna couldn't help but raise his right hand to finish his remaining golden psalm. Where did this punk come from? Who is he to ask such a question in public? Even if no one reported him, they'd see him only as a fool. For a moment, Batna regretted accepting Lewis's invitation. Noticing the odd expressions around the bar, Lumen gave a nonchalant shrug. Looks like you're all just ordinary folk then? With that, he leapt off the stage. The two drunkards he'd thrown out, along with the others who he had frightened, measured by his strength and weapons, chose not to retaliate. Back on the bar stool, Lumen ordered a Lanty proof. But Fareem is certainly more open than Trier, he said. Batna studied Lewis's expression with a, "Are you serious?" "We must follow Gehrman's career, not his actions," he smiled. "Is this fellow so obsessed with Gehrman that he mimics his cold, reckless demeanor? Gehrman at least had the strength to hold back his madness. What about you? Furthermore, Gehrman exudes a cold, indifferent madness, while you are reckless and brainless. How could you ever be the same?" Lumen ignored Batna's jab and turned the conversation to the recent surge in the pirate activity. After finishing his drink, he bid farewell to Batna and headed out, walking through the bustling open market, making his way to the harbor. A male islander sporting a half-top hat approached. "I saw you at the bar earlier." "Cut to the chase," Lumen urged. "Looking for mystical items? I know just the place." "Really? Can't promise anything, but it's worth a shot. Just don't buy anything if they turn out unsuitable." The islander's gaze flicked to Lumen's left armpit. "Besides, you're armed and dangerous. Not exactly an easy target, right?" "Fair enough. What's your name?" Lumen nodded. "He's distracting you. Watch your back, Lumen. Someone's trying to steal your horses." "Carmel," the islander gestured towards the narrow street. "Follow me. It's close." Lumen trailed nonchalantly behind Carmel, their paths crossing two streets before they arrived at a district eerily reminiscent of Rue Anarchy. Crumbling buildings huddled close together. Carmel led Lumen into a dimly lit laundry shop, its interior draped with damp clothes. Finally, they arrived inside a dark room. "Disguise yourself first," Carmel instructed. "Those who dabble prefer to keep their identities secret." Lumen donned a robe, pulled a hood over his face, and Carmel knocked on the door. It creaked open, revealing a makeshift living room. 6 figures, cloaked in identical robes, sat in various positions. Gehrman was at sequence 5? Or was that did we start off at 6? We started off at 6, and the end of volume 3 he got to 5, right? If I'm remembering this right. And then end of 4 he got to 4. Lumen politely closed the door behind Carmel and made a brief introduction. After the two pulled up a stool and sat down, a man with a hood pulled low leaned forward. "I need a royal jellyfish venom crystal. I can offer 5,000. Silence. The next participant sold a strange sea eagle eyeball. He was faceless entire volume 3. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Eve. Seeing that discussion, Lumen stood up. "I need a sphinx brain. Name your price." "I happen to have one. If you can pay me 30,000, it's yours." "How can I be sure of its authenticity?" Lumen said. "I can notarize it for you." Excellent. Let me take a look at the goods first. Lumen smiled. Such a valuable item. You wouldn't expect me to just carry it around, would you? I'll bring it to you if you pay me 50% deposit first. It's upstairs. You can follow me and make sure I don't escape. I can even put the deposit on the notary, with the notary for safekeeping. Reasonable, Lumen said. He suddenly lunged at the trader with the speed of a cheetah. Bang! The man crumpled to the ground. The other participants were stunned. None of them challenged Lumen's assault. Their sole focus was escape. Carmel, closest to the exit, flung open the door and bolted. In an instant, his vision blurred and he found himself back in a simple living room, alongside the two others who had suffered the same fate. They all looked bewildered. A yellow bullet slammed into the exit door, and the hooded figures huddled down, covering their heads. Not a bad scam, Lumen said. He had orchestrated an impromptu conspiracy, drawing the attention of the gunshot in the bar and expressing his need for an item, allowing him to identify any greedy pirates or local swindlers who may possess knowledge beyond that of ordinary citizens. Also, an easy way to digest his potion. I wasn't lying to you, the man said. Really? Before closing the door, Lumen cocked the hammer. Lumen had created a bottle of fiction, setting a condition that only Beyonders could enter. None of the participants had successfully escaped, confirming the absence of Beyonders. If you're not a Beyonder, why mention the main ingredient of a conspirer potion? I'm sorry. We just needed some money. We can't survive otherwise. What's your name? Lumen asked. Roddy, the man replied. Where did you hear of the Sphinx brain, crown jellyfish venom crystal, and the notary? I can't say. Confidentiality agreement. Lumen studied Roddy for a second and smiled. Then tell me who your master is. 3, 2... It's Sir Morgola, Roddy blurted out. Then take me there. No. I'm Monsieur Fidel's attendant. He's the vice president of Port Farim's Joint Chamber of Commerce. Participating in numerous gatherings organized by Fidel as an attendant. Oh, Fidel Castro? Oh my god. This place is like Cuba, basically. Okay, cute. The ordinary person, because of their commie policies, can't survive and they must resort to this. I get it. Although he can't divulge the corresponding information to others, he can use the information he obtained to swindle others. Lumen stood up thoughtfully, dismantling the bottle of fiction, and led Carmel and the others out, interrogating them one by one. One of the vice presidents of Port Farim's Joint Chamber of Commerce primary task was to assist pirates in handling sensitive and illegal cargo. Port Farim, Quartier de Black Burl, Governor General's office. Lumen patted Roddy, now donned in a red attendant's attire. Tell Monsieur Fidel that I'm interested in purchasing some mystical ingredients and would appreciate the opportunity to discuss it further. All right. If you could kindly remove the revolver from my back, I'd be eternally grateful. Leaning against the weathered wall of a nearby house, Lumen watched as the swindler nervously entered Unit 16. The moment Roddy stepped inside, escaping the revolver's aim, his first instinct was to bury the whole incident and forget it happened, but then remembered the chilling warning delivered by the man. Should I lie and claim Monsieur Fidel is unavailable? But he doesn't seem easily duped. A drastic reaction could be even worse. Roddy clenched his teeth and knocked on the study door. Fidel Guerrera. Okay, yeah, he's not even hiding it. A man descended from both Intes and Faina Potter blood, possessing curly black hair that had started to show signs of age and dark brown eyes and skin darkened by the sun. I don't know, Kami. 7, 8 chapters, 6, 7, I don't know. Though once known for his refined demeanor, time had etched its mark on his face. Dressed in a crisp white shirt and brown vest, he sipped his wine as Roddy, trembling with fear, entered. He spoke of their ill intentions, of their attempt to swindle a new adventurer. There's no need to elaborate. Does he wish to see me now? Fidel said. Twirling the brim of his hat, Lumian stopped just outside the office door and met Fidel Guerrera's gaze. Made a decision, have you? Faster than expected. Fidel, with his partially phenopotarian features, turned to Roddy and sighed. Didn't expect my attendant to be the ringleader of a scam syndicate. Maybe the paychecks he receives from you don't quite match the lifestyle he sees, Lumian shot back. So that bar act was all for show, to dupe fools like him, Fidel said. Let's say I'm grateful for their 1,000 donation. Looks like Port Farim's got quite a bright future for con artists. Fidel nodded. What's on your shopping list? I'm in the market for a bottle of colorful, bearded, horned lizard venom. Isn't it the Sphinx brain? Roddy was taken aback. He couldn't help but wonder if he was the swindler or the man sitting opposite him. I don't have it in stock, but I can get it. It may take a couple of days. As for the price, it usually varies. 3,000 or 4,000, depending on the seller. Need my assistance? No problem. Praise the sun. You are a true gem. I'm not charitable. I'm a businessman. Why not make a profitable deal? Besides, I find forming connections with adventurers like you beneficial. Given money and resources, certain matters are easier for you to handle. Music's a bit loud. Thank you, Kami. That's odd. Interesting. Everything seems okay. Oh no, you are right. Is this? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Aren't you concerned about counterfeit goods? How will you confirm its authenticity? I know you live here. That's assurance enough. The famous merchant Fidel gunned down 6 times in a row for pulling a fast one in a deal worth a few thousand. Doubt that's the kind of rep you want. Fidel maintained an impassive gaze, interested in knowing what fate befell those who did. Curious if I've got the nerve to make a move, Lumian's gaze narrowed. He met Fidel's gaze without hesitation. You truly remind me of someone. The legendary adventurer, Garamond Sparrow. Okay, bro, get his cock out of your mouth, Jesus. Yes, I'm mimicking him, Lumian admitted quite candidly. Imitating his madness. So, underneath the actor all calm, rational? No, if I didn't imitate him, I'd be way crazier. The atmosphere became tense yet again. Fidel picked up and sipped his black fragrant tea. You're quite the young firebrand. Your vigor makes even an old man like me a bit envious. How about it? A commission? You can fetch you a hefty sum and earn you fame, akin to Garamond. What's the job? Eliminate a pirate, Baronet Black, class Kesey, captain of the Golden Nepos. Nepos? The bounty's 65,000. He used to be the 3rd mate of the King of Dusk, Bulatov. He left the fleet, turned to plundering on his own. 4 months back, he stole a batch of my goods. It's most likely sold by now. I don't expect to recover it, I just want him dead. Let everyone know who touches my goods meets their end. What if it was the King of Dusk who did it? Lumian asked. I'll provide you with regular updates on him. His characteristics, strength, ship location, and whereabouts. As a bonus, I'll throw in an extra 25,000 as a reward. If you manage to take down Kesey, I'll expedite the process to secure the full bounty through the connections and speed up your reputation and spread your reputation. Everything he owns will be yours. What about it? Eliminate him and you'll become one of the most renowned adventurers at sea. 25,000 additional reward? How many adventurers have you pitched this to? 7 or 8, all of whom I hold in high regard. There's no penalty for failure, as long as you live, I suppose. Hunting pirates is the duty of all adventurers. With a verbal agreement, Fidel reached into his drawer, procuring a brown paper envelope and tossing it to Lumian. Has Kesey been to Port Farim recently? Yes, I'm certain of this, though his whereabouts are unknown. Agreeing to return in 2 days for updates on both the colorful bearded lizard venom and Baronet Black, Lumian left the house. Roddy turned to Fidel. Go back to your room and reflect, he heard. Yes, Monsieur Guerrera, Roddy, relieved, left. Yet as soon as he walked out, a chill overcame him. The darkness around him deepened, and in the dim light, something emerged. Attempting to cry out, Roddy was gripped by fear and found himself forever voiceless. Damn, bro, that's what you get, idiot. Lumian didn't head directly to the Flying Bird, and instead, under the cooling night sky, strolled the streets, and there stood a modest cathedral. The Fool's Cathedral. Oh, it's so peak, dude. It's so peak. Having previously spotted the Fool's emblem on the bell tower, Lumion decided to offer a prayer on his return. As expected, Mr. Fool's fate seems prevalent at sea. Port Farim, being an Intas colony, boasts several cathedrals. Lumion took off his straw hat and entered. Inside, Lumion noticed 20 or 30 individuals, likely homeless, resting at the edge of the hall. Fucking shit. Some had tattered blankets, while others relied solely on clothes for warmth. The Fog Sea Archipelago wouldn't turn these tramps into statues this season, but rain lurked, ready to pour at any moment. Finding shelter was a coveted haven for these tramps. Back in my vagabond days, when brutal weather hit or days without food wore me down, I'd roll the dice in the cathedral of 2 churches. If the bishop or padre were decent, they'd toss a meal my way and spot to crash for the night. But come dawn, I had to vanish, or I'd end up like in those rotten relief centers, Lumion reminisced. The Fool's Cathedral embraced silence at night. Now and then, folks strolled in, muttering their prayers and exiting. Oh shit, Harsh, I didn't even notice, man. How's it going? Some wore merchant garbs, others rocked a sailor's luck. Lumion wasn't sure what to pray for. Back when he'd occasionally drop by the EBS Cathedral, he'd just echo a bit of scripture in his mind, tossing wishes like coin, hoping for a blessing. But now he knew such rituals were futile, and he had few desires anyway. Most importantly, Lumion had only heard clerical teachings about the field a few times. He couldn't remember much from the Bible except for the 8 angels and Mr. Fool's authority. Recounting his journey, Lumion's emotions settled. May Mr. Fool bless me, and may all catastrophe be resolved. May Aurora be resurrected. After about 15 minutes, Lumion concluded his prayer with a simple wish. As he stood up, a distant rumble echoed, and the windows of the cathedral rattled. Lumion raised his eyebrows amidst the startled tramps. He walked to the door and gazed towards the source of noise. Near the Governor General's office, billowing smoke and flames rose to the sky. Lumion couldn't stroke his chin. This wouldn't have anything to do with me, right? I swear to God, I'm going to work on the Volume 7 video this weekend, okay? I'm not going to say I'm going to finish it, but I swear to God, I'm going to work on it. Fucking, I have to. I'm genuinely excited to work on it. And the flames of Courtier to Black Pearl danced in Lumion's isn't one event a day? What the fuck did I say? Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh. Missed the E. Thank you. The flames of Courtier to Black Pearls danced in Lumion's eyes. As a conspirer, his mind dissected the possibilities. You're 6 volumes behind? 5, bitch. The Resistance and the Civil Independence factions were easily ruled out. And besides, I don't even want to do one for COI right now. I might do like COI as a book as a whole. I don't think I want to do one for each volume. Volume 2 is like, ugh. Don't have to count Bozo. Volume 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. Retard. God. The religious and cultural The Resistance and the Civil Independence factions easily ruled out. They had no presence in this archipelago. The religious and cultural genocide, along with the assimilation efforts of the successive governments, they had to work tirelessly to make it happen. You are on 4? I haven't finished 4. How would I do one for 4? We do them after we finish, right? Following? Learn to count, bozo. The islanders, having abandoned their original faith, now saw themselves and as discriminated citizens in the Intas border region. This discrimination mirrored the plight of Remians in the south of Intas and Savoyards in the east. Did the pirate trade spark internal strife? Or were southern continent organizers seeking to overthrow colonial rule, deliberately causing trouble in the Fog Sea Archipelago? Perhaps some ambitious individuals is following the lead of an evil god. Addressing and bewildered, Lumion assured them. Or, sorry, a half-tall giant emerged from the cathedral and assured everyone, "Do not worry, the Lord will protect. Stay here and do not go out. Wait for the riot to subside. There won't be any danger." "Praise the fool," the believers said. Their expressions softened. The tramps exchanged glances, but none dare leave. In the midst of most intentions, a cathedral was a safer haven than any government. In that moment, a golden sunlight descended into the area where the explosion had happened. It was evident the Governor General's office and the beyonders of the two churches were addressing it. Simultaneously, Lumion observed the sky, once illuminated by moonlight and starlight, deepening, despite no changes in the weather. Ignoring the half-giant bishop, Lumion opened the cathedral to the door of the Fool and stepped out. The temperature outside had noticeably dropped. Suddenly, a swaying figure emerged from a nearby alley. The figure, clad in a thin shirt and pants, with bare feet and pale skin, his eyes more white than brown, and livor mortis covering his skin. Zombie? As the suspected zombie, an old man, staggered towards Courtier de Black Pearl, it seemed to detect a hint of spirituality in blood, turning to Lumion. Lumion promptly condensed a crimson fireball and sent it hurtling to the zombie. Amidst the explosion, the zombie's head shattered and its body disintegrated. "That all you got?" Lumion thought. Pressing on, he formed 10 to 20 crimson fireballs above his head, behind him and on his shoulders and at his sides, allowing them to follow his movements. As Lumion rounded a corner, he spotted a young couple screaming in terror. Behind them, a zombie pursued, its dark red heart and white intestines flailing indiscernibly. A nearly white crimson fireball, unleashed by Lumion, flew past the couple and exploded on the zombie. The charred corpse scattered in all directions. Bro, that's a genuine fucking like horror movie scene. Imagine you're running away from a zombie and the zombie just fucking splatters like a fucking watermelon hitting like concrete, and you just get zombie blood all over you and you're like, "Oh my god, am I infected now?" Ugh. By the way, have you guys ever dropped a fucking watermelon on like concrete or something? Like it's the most you would think it like explodes. It literally just like squishes like a fucking like a balloon with like a really small like a hole in it, and it's just kind of slowly losing air. It's the most I was taking one out doing after we did groceries. I had it like squeezed in my left hand and I had like a bag or two in my right hand, and it kind of slipped out and it just oh, it was so depressing. "Are you waiting for death?" Lumion cursed. "Take the street back and into the Fool's Cathedral." Okay, the man said, and responded instinctively. The fireball was clearly more powerful than a gun. As the couple entered the street where the Fool's Cathedral was, Lumion, resembling an envoy of flames, moved towards the port. Along the way, he encountered a few more waves of people emerging from bars who had encountered zombies. Lumion didn't say a word, directed a fireball towards them to help and eliminate the revived corpses. Watermelon side note? Yeah, I don't know. My brain is just fucking everywhere, okay? The zombies' pursuits and intimidation of the fireballs made his words persuasive, instructing them all to hide in the nearest cathedral. If there were any, Lumion couldn't be bothered of finding their own way. After a few similar encounters, Lumion found a pattern. These zombies weren't reanimated, they were originally dead. The entirety of Port Farim's deceased seemed to have risen. These zombies instinctively headed towards the explosion site as if they encountered the living on the way. But if they encountered the living on the way, they'd be drawn by both flesh and spirituality. With this understanding, Lumion no longer advised passerbys to seek refuge, instead directing them to avoid hospitals, graveyards, and other similar places, urging them to stay for 2 or 3 hours in bustling bars or dance halls or houses where no deaths had recently occurred. After a series of events, Lumion returned to the port and boarded the ship. "What happened?" Philip asked. "How the fuck would I know?" "Did you come across any anomalies?" Philip asked. Only then did Lumion recount the explosion near the Governor General's office and the reanimation of corpses. Zombies? "It was smooth only on the first day, and on the second we encountered the Bone Splitter, the third the Death Navigator, and by night, or rather in the early hours of the fourth, a zombie apocalypse. We still have 6 days." Lumion felt a pang of guilt. In theory, his attraction to or attraction by calamity shouldn't be so frequent. When he was in Trier, he didn't find these things every day. Encountering 1 or 2 calamities throughout the journey would be understandable, but considering Dardel's derangement, it truly is a daily affair. Could it be some unclean entity testing me? Could it be the cause, the trigger, the convergence? And is there essentially only one calamity I've encountered? The more Lumion pondered, the more he felt the urge to contact Miss Magician. Perhaps the zombie calamity was triggered by the initial problem on the ship. Once we leave the Flying Bird, our subsequent journey will become peaceful. Lumion didn't hold much confidence in his own words. Hope so, Philip said. Praise the sun, he spread out his arms. Bro, I would love, in reality, if in reality, you're just talking to some guy and some guy's like, I just applied for a new job. I hope I get it. I think the interview went well. And someone just, instead of saying like, yeah, man, I wish you well, you just randomly go, praise the sun. And everyone just goes, yeah, all right, sounds about right. Cool. And you just keep going about your day. Like, what the fuck? That'd be so dope if there was just a religion where you could just, it was societally acceptable for you to just do that, and you're like, no. The authorities' silent endorsement of pirate activities in the Fog Sea archipelago had resulted in a certain level of chaos and misconduct. However, it also led to a notable increase in the number of Beyonders compared to regular Intesian cities. They cleared the streets of zombies, minimizing casualties quite quickly. Whether pirates and adventurers exploited the turmoil to commit crimes remained uncertain. In less than half an hour, the turmoil had subsided, and official Beyonders dispersed. Very good, nothing major happened. Philip remarked, you can say that, but I can't, Lumion laughed. Only then did Philip feel at ease enough for a conversation. Did he go to Fareem for a drink? Yep, and I got a commission. What commission? Philip asked. Hunting a pirate, Baronet Black. Are you sure you're as strong as him? He has a ship and over 100 subordinates. Besides, even if you can kill him, aren't you afraid of the King of Dusk's retaliation? He's one of the kings. Just because I accepted the commission doesn't mean I have to do it. I don't even know where to find that guy. Lumion didn't mind the potential repercussions from the King of Dusk. There was more than one saint who wanted to deal with him. Dude, I love that. Lumion and Klein are kind of the same in that way. They're like, oh, I'm a mere mid-sequencer. Yeah, there's a long list of angels and saints who want to kill me. Get in line, bucko. Philip observed Louis's nonchalant demeanor, realizing he had accepted the mission but would only consider it if there was a chance. The next morning, as the security supervisor finished breakfast, a subordinate sailor informed him the Governor General's office had ordered the port to be closed and all ships prohibited from leaving. Philip suppressed the urge to stand up and ask, what are the soldiers at the port doing? Searching ship by ship, the sailor responded. In room 5 of the first-class cabin, Lumion observed the chaotic harbor where the army had entered and continued writing a letter to Franca and Jenna. Something seems to have happened at Port Fareem on St. Tick Island. Ask that person to see if he knows the situation. At that moment, Lumion raised his hand and tapped 4 times on his chest, like Mr. K, and whispered, Poor 007. Trier, Courtier de Cathedral Commemorative. Franca woke up naturally, rising lazily from her bed, her plan simple, grabbing a piece of toast, anticipating a heavy lunch. Lately, the absence of mirror people leads had made her days rather relaxed. Thank the heavens, the earth, and Mr. Fool, Lumion, the jinx, the idiot, has left Trier, Franca muttered. As she sipped her milk, Jenna returned and pointed to the table. Rabbit Chasel has left a letter. It's from Lumion. Fuck. The source of the derangement is at large? What happened now? He mentioned an incident at the capital of the Fog Sea. He wishes to gather details and hopes you can inquire with your contact. I refrained from waking you up in the middle of the night, so I opted to read the letter immediately. It seemed like you only can make inquiries during the night, Jenna explained. How considerate. Lumion, the rascal, would undoubtedly knock at my door and wake me up, Franca thought. Did something happen to Port Frame once he arrived? Even though it seems unrelated to him, but... What is up with the walking mysticism catastrophe detector? Franca leaned back. Since it wasn't urgent, she planned to ask 007 later that night. After all, he was an official beyonder. It was unlikely he would have immediate information about the events in the Fog Sea archipelago. Franca, with her penchant for instant messaging, set down the bottle of milk and wrote to Lumion a teasing reply. If you wish to know what's happening, find out yourself. A catastrophe detector like you doesn't need clues or information, do you? Just stroll through the streets and who knows, you might bump into someone. Hey, let's not turn letter writing into work-related communication, using it only to discuss issues or ask for help. Can't you share interesting sea tales or details of pirate bounties? Ever since you left Trier, everything's been so calm. I can enjoy sleeping again. Enjoy your sweet revenge. No need to rush back. That's a true friend right there. Who's like, hey, since you've left, my life has gotten so much better. No need to come back. Take your time, okay? Don't. If you need me, call, of course. But you're kind of fucking annoying. So let's just. This is good. In true besties, inside room 5, the Flying Bird's first-class cabin, Lumion, confined to his quarters, sneered as he finished Franca's reply. How many complaints has this fellow received from 007? Folding the letter, he brought it to Ludwig's lips. The boy, who had just finished dessert, looked at Lumion and said, "I'm not a shredder." "I thought you'd eat everything," Lumion responded, as he lit the letter. Shortly after, Philip knocked on the door. Is Ludwig, Do they have shredders? Am I reading too much into this? Do they have shredders? Is Ludwig a fucking transmigrator? Is that crazy? Shortly after lunch, Philip knocked on the door, accompanied by 4 soldiers. The officer, holding copies of Lumion and the others' documents, compared their faces. Like you, they came from Port Gatesy and only arrived last night, the officer inquired. Yes, I watched them board the ship. We met frequently in the past 2 days, Philip replied, choosing wisely not to expose the fact that Lumion and the others' identity documents were fake. Very wise, or you'll witness trouble, Lumion joked. If his disguise were to be exposed, he'd choose to teleport away with Ludwig and Lugano rather than make a scene. After confirming Lumion and the other situation, the officer led the soldiers to the next room. Lumion observed that the investigation was thorough but not intense. It made sense. The explosion and the abnormality with the corpses wouldn't have occurred overnight. Even if it was an accident, it would have been brewing for a while. The extensive impact suggested prolonged development. Unless the person involved was a demigod, it was nearly impossible for an ordinary authority to be able to trace it down. This meant the Flying Bird, having arrived only last night, likely had no connection to it. The possibility of a demigod being injured or unable to escape Port Farim was considered, warranting a comprehensive investigation. But there was no suspicious casualties. The officers disembarked after nearly 2 hours. Lumion now approached Philip. What happened? I heard from my former colleague that they're searching for a demon warlock Burman. Lumion, having only read a portion of the wanted posters last night, was not familiar with the demon warlock Burman. He's a wanted adventurer, Philip said. Before I left the Fog Sea Fleet, he was considered normal. He chased bounties and treasure and met his wife, Helen. Later, Helen died, causing Burman to go crazy. He wanted to revive his wife and did many things, good and bad. He orchestrated the destruction of a 300-person town to fulfill the condition of a resurrection ritual. Organized gatherings of evil warlocks aiming to use the lives of others, especially newborns, for cruel, bloody witchcraft to revive her. These events pushed his bounties to surpass even Bone Splitter Basil, reaching 600,000. In his quest to resurrect his wife, he was driven mad? Lumion sighed. Old Neil. If Madam Magician hadn't found him back then, if Mr. Fool hadn't offered him a glimmer of hope, if the Tarot Club had arranged for 2 formidable psychiatrists to provide treatment, would he now resemble Berman? Moreover, simply treading the paths of boons would expedite his growth. With Chermy Boris's aid, he could reach a Sequence 5 within just a few months. The obliteration of a 300-person town held the potential to elevate him to a circle inhabitant. 600,000 is nearly on par with Vice Admiral Black, who has the lowest bounty amongst the admirals. And holy, the translator must have hit his head or something. Why is it so verbose? Oh, true, awareness. Are you using, someone sent me a new, translation a little while back because the one I was using was kind of fucked up. Do you want, try using that one. I don't know if it's better because I only switched to it relatively recently, but hopefully this one, I did find that this one is better. The other one I mainly switched because the one I was previously using had like missing shit, but I generally find it's not as, verbose either. That's a good word. I do like it. Better time reading these after putting them through Claude AI. That's peak. Okay. 600,000 is nearly on par with... No, I've already read this, idiot. Vice Admiral Black was a great pirate who had gained fame in recent years. Wait, let me find... let me find it for you, and then I'll let you go, because I know you don't want to get spoiled. Fuck. Did someone message it to me? I can't remember. No, I thought Connie messaged it to me. It's not that. Bro, where the fuck is it? Am I crazy? Oh, you're using the official? Oh, goddamn. Oh, wow. Okay, never mind. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, I don't think I have better than that. Oh, thanks, dude. It's in, just linked it in the, Discord. Yeah, of course, we're all using official. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's why I said I don't have anything better than that, because, you know, that's the standard. You replicate Book One's writing style pretty good. Oh, cool. Okay, I didn't even consider that. That is pretty cool. Yeah, of course. No. I just, that's why I said, like, that's the standard, right, Harsh? So, like, I don't have anything better than that, is all I implied. Of course. Philip fell silent for a moment. Berman may not be weaker than Hall Sazin, but he doesn't have his own fleet. He's always alone and occasionally collaborates with those evil warlocks. Doug sus. This allows him to escape authorities, encirclements, and successfully infiltrating towns adorned with wanted posters. From Philip's description, Lumen gathered that demon warlock Berman possessed diverse abilities. With the elegance of a true warlock, Berman combed it with mastery over the power of dead, whether acquired through resurrection research or inherent in his original sequence. Strange. How's it going, man? The port blockade left the flying bird stranded in Farim. At 4 p.m., Lumian found himself with nothing to do. Spotting his new golden hat, he disembarked from the ship and entered Port Farim yet again, planning to investigate last night's explosion. What lay in ruins was a hospital, nearly half of it crumbled, unveiling a massive pit leading underground, corpses littered everywhere. Oh, thanks, MX. I didn't know that. I'll churn through most of the volume. I'm at via Claude and send it later to see if anyone else has a better experience reading with it. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Awareness? Lack awareness? I don't know. You like good reading? Hopefully you can catch up now. Oh yeah, sounds good, buddy. I promise. I mean, I think 300 where you're at now, the chapters start getting good. I feel like up until like 270, 280, I feel like I had a pretty rough time. From I think where you're on now, it starts getting pretty good, and like up until now at like 500, I've been having a lot of fun reading. So hopefully you have the same experience. I feel like from there on, it's a lot easier, and so if and I'm assuming it's the case for you too that like when it's way more fun reading, I can get through chapters a lot faster too. Like because I want to read. I'm not like okay, 5 chapters. I've suffered enough today. I wish to be free of these burdens. With the ban lifted, numerous adventurers flocked to the site, seeking answers. Lumion blended into the crowd discreetly. Lewis, you're here too? Lumion recognized a familiar voice. This reminds me I have to finish sequel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how it goes. It was Batna Comte. That's right. As an adventurer, how could I possibly miss this? Did you come across those corpses last night? I did. Besides being a bit eerie, nothing worrisome about them. Anything unusual happened to you after leaving the bar? Batna asked. I ran into a few swindlers and walked away with a small fortune. Perhaps they think I'm an easy target. He recalled Lewis's words at the bar. What the fuck is this? This can't be right. Okay, I need to use the other translation. Look at this. Oh no, I can't. Yeah, okay, I'm missing this chapter. Okay, chapter 521 and 522 I'm missing. Hold on. Hold on. What the fuck is this? Cringe shit. What the fuck? I'm literally missing those 2 chapters. What the fuck? But don't blame me, I didn't do it. Oh, there we go. Okay. We're good. I used I just had to refresh the page, of course. So what do you guys think? He kills this warlock, maybe? Thanks, Kami. Okay. When Batna turned his gaze to Lumion, there was a discernible shift in his eyes. The mimicry of Gehrman and the apparent recklessness that characterized this guy had all seemed too contrived. Lumion chose not to dwell on how he'd managed to swindle a small fortune out of the swindlers. Instead, together with Batna, he surveyed the aftermath of the explosion. Regrettably, even the official Beyonders, armed with diverse sequences and synergistic combinations, were at a loss, let alone the duel, lacking any proficiency in divination or prophecy. I know it's a long shot, but I can't resist coming here, wasting my time. It's not about the bounty. What adventurer just doesn't dream of becoming an overnight fame? Hunting down the demon warlock Berman wasn't the only route to fame. Assisting official Beyonders in tracking down this criminal, whose bounty rivaled that of an admiral, was noteworthy in and of itself. Wasn't your primary motivation to gather clues for money? Lumina asked. Well, that's a secondary motive. Batna chose to defend himself. Let me change music. I'm actually kind of done with Liza P1 right now. Yeah, let's go with Witcher. It's been a bit. He never explicitly mentioned that his invitation aimed at accumulating clues for monetary gain. He merely thought about it. He can read my thoughts, or is he just bluffing, Batna thought. Don't let your thoughts betray you. If you cross paths with a spectator, your secrets won't stay hidden. Is my expression management that bad? He vented his frustration. With the scene in this level of chaos and no traces, unless a deity blesses me or I have insane luck, finding any clues is like searching for a needle in a haystack. How about we get a drink? Luck. Finding clues doesn't rely on luck, and bad luck, or doesn't rely on good luck. Bad luck could work just as well, Lumin thought. Batna, bewildered, couldn't help but ask, "What are you doing?" as Lumion pulled out a bandage from his pocket and wrapped it around his eyes. Blindfolding. Relying solely on instinct to navigate eliminates external interferences. Perhaps today, luck is on my side. According to Franca, a mystical catastrophe detector like him doesn't need clues or intel. He may just stumble upon the right thing. If that's the case, Lumin decided to follow his whims. If he succeeded, he could use the demon warlock or related clues to get his handsome bounty, and if he failed, it would prove Franca's words to be nothing but slander. Can he do that? Batna thought. No harm in trying, Lumin responded. After a few paces, he stopped. Blindfolded, he realized, was useless for hunters. The path he had taken, the scenes he had observed, were vividly etched in his mind, meticulously arranged according to the real-world locations. Harsh, maybe like 24, because I know Kami said that those have to be done together, so maybe we'll end at 24. Essentially, he possessed a high-definition mental map of the surrounding streets. With a hunter's exceptional control over his body, even without sight, coupled with the sense of smell and hearing, Lumin couldn't help but conclude that relying on the whims of fate was redundant. After a moment, he began to ponder. Demon Warlock Berman's elusive escape hints at special abilities. Can he teleport away like me? Alter his appearance? Despite numerous bloody and cruel experiments, he has always evaded its capture. Can I change my mindset and let him take the initiative? Yes, if I can't find him, maybe he can find us. His concern is to resurrect his wife. If I can fabricate a few cases of resurrection and provide some verifiable knowledge in related domains, he may follow the clues I left behind. But this has two challenges. The official Beyonders may have attempted a similar thing, and Berman could see through them. Or the time needed for the setup and waiting could be weeks or months, a luxury I lack. Lost in thought, Lumin relied on Batna for occasional support, preventing mishaps during their walk. When Lumin had a complete, albeit time-consuming plan, he stopped. "Where are we?" he said. "My intuition says there might be clues about the demon warlock hidden here. It's a regular street with houses," Batna said. Lumin caught sight of the evening sun. As Lumin adjusted to the evening sun, his eyes narrowed and his heart quickened. His journey, led by fate, had brought him to 16 Rue Corius, belonging to Fidel Guerrera, the prominent merchant. Termi Boris, are you behind this? Lumin asked. Termi Boris remained silent. Leaving Batna, Lumin, standing beside Lumin, puzzled, he couldn't fathom who Louis was addressing. If Termi Boris didn't lead me here, then something in Fidel's house is aligning with my fate. An item related to the hunter pathway, or an evil god, or Berman's whereabouts. Staring at Fidel's building, he evaluated the likelihood of Berman's presence. Berman, engaged in numerous resurrection experiments, likely struggled to complete his preparations alone. Snatching various resources would draw the attention of official Beyonders and pirates. 25 to 31 should be read together too. Okay, yeah, no worries, we can do this tomorrow. If a well-connected merchant like Fidel supported him, Berman wouldn't face such difficulties. For Fidel, with a sequence possibly not high, having a demon warlock reliant on him for protection is really useful. Considering Fidel's clandestine business, vulnerable to attacks from powerful pirates and adventurers, having Berman at his disposal would make sense. In any case of future conflicts, the warlock could shield him. Last night, soon after I met Fidel, a mishap happened. Lumion averted his gaze. Lumion increasingly suspected that Fidel had some motives to shield Berman. Of course, if Termi Boris had guided him, the situation would only become more serious. What are you looking at? Batna asked. I met Fidel, a prominent merchant here last night, and got a commission. What commission? To hunt Black Baronet. Is the rumor true that he hijacked Fidel's shipment? He hired numerous adventurers to deal with him. Don't tell anyone about this, Batna said. Why? Though these bounties and commissions don't necessitate actual acceptance, nor do they require success. If word gets out that an adventurer plans to hunt a pirate and they're not too far apart, revenge from said pirate is inevitable, both a punishment and a warning. That is a notorious pirate. If he catches wind that a newcomer is trying to take on a mission to hunt him, don't you think he'll take offense? He is here, Lumion nodded. Smart approach. Smart? In the evening at a bar, Lumion, Batna, and the others had been reveling for 2 hours, and suddenly Lumion lifted a glass. Everyone! My name is Louis Barry, and I am on the brink of fate. I have accepted a commission from a prominent merchant to track down Black Baronet Class Kesey. When I succeed, my name will echo across the 5 seas, and when that time comes, you will all proudly say you shared a drink with me. Batna froze. It felt like witnessing Louis once again leaping onto the stage and firing his gun the night before. Bro, I feel like you should have caught on by now. If you haven't caught on by now, you're actually kind of stupid for this, okay? You are definitely not a conspirer, bro. I can say that. Amidst the bustling scene, Lumion relished his drink until the clock neared midnight. Exiting the bar with Batna, they stepped onto a street where the once warm sea breeze had turned chilly. Batna hesitated before asking, "Do you seriously plan to go after him?" Lumion turned his head, devoid of any signs of intoxication. "Or, if he doesn't seek me out, where am I supposed to find him? Sneak onto the Golden Nepos and take him on myself?" Fair point, Batna conceded. Once Black Baronet made land, he would likely disguise himself, making him hard to track. At sea or on his own boat, a lone adventurer would find it nearly impossible to take him down. Batna had to admit that every head was no less formidable than himself. After a brief pause, Batna sensed something amiss. "Are you sure you can handle Black Baronet?" Every adventurer who comes to sea dreams of Garamond's footsteps. It wasn't the first time he had said this, but his tone was different. Is he for real? At that moment, Batna had to consider his understanding of Louis. There was a method to his madness, a trap meticulously laid out. But his aspirations and strategies impractical. What struck Batna most was that Louis was unrealistic. How should I describe this guy? At that moment, Lumion had already reached the open-air markets. He dropped 5 rolled d'or on fried banana slices. Roasted meats, roasted oysters, grilled fish, shrimp, and sugarcane. You're still hungry? Getting supper for my godson, Lumion replied. Godson? At your age? Maybe it's a trend in the mountainous regions, I guess. After Lumion picked up the paper bags, Batna exhaled and said, "Your plan may not be effective. Adventurers boasting of their exploits are a dime a dozen. They may consider your declaration a joke. No, they'll spread it like wildfire. In a few days, the entire port will know that a new adventurer has taken on the commission to hunt Black Baronet." How? You can't control them. You can't really control their thoughts, can you? Lumion scoffed. Use your brain and think about it. They won't want to spread it. Someone will help them. You want to secretly hire a few people to publicize it. There's no need for you to hire them. The merchant, Fidel, will help you achieve your goal once he finds out of your act. He has plenty of resources, but what he doesn't know... I'll pay him a visit tomorrow, Lumion replied. I'm meticulous and feasible, like iron chains, all interconnected. After a while, he assessed. If Baronet leaves the Fogsea, it may take a couple months for him to hear it. If he happens to be here, he'll find out in a day or two. Port Frame had a population of just over 100,000. I hope he's here, Lumen said, strolling through the night. Well, considering this ends at chapter 524, there's a good chance he is. Or it ends at 531, which also means there's a good chance he is. Either way, we're good. Lumen settled into a nearby recliner as he entered the room, and Ludwig saw in surprise, before quickly devouring the food Lumen brought. Ludwig let out a contented sigh. You always get tired of eating cheese, bread, and crackers for supper? A person who can live on live rats shouldn't have any right to say that, Lumion thought. This proves that I haven't forgotten you, my godson. By the way, how long do you plan to follow me? I've already helped you escape the god of knowledge. I will follow you until I can earn my own living. I'm still a child right now. That's true. If he doesn't have the money to buy food, something terrible might happen. I, an unmarried, underage man, have a child to support for a long time. No, not very long. Does that mean you can recover to the point of supporting yourself quickly? Lillian thought. He turned his head and gestured to the servants' quarters. Has he been acting okay? For Antesians, is flirting with women on the deck in the bar under the pretext of attending to patients okay? Yes. The next morning, amidst the rumors of the port closure possibly ending the next morning, Lumion disembarked the ship yet again, heading straight to Fidel Guerrera's home. The previous evening, Lumion received a letter from Franca, delivered by Jenna's rabbit. The explosion in the port matched Philip's intel, but there were more details. By the time the official Beyonders arrived, Berman had vanished. Facing an undead monster made of limbs and corpses, capable of awakening the deceased, the official Beyonders had their hands full. The hospitals suffered casualties, patients fell victim to the monstrous horror. In Fidel's study, Lumion met the man. Did you come here because of the smell? I just received the colorful bearded horned lizard venom. Just obtained. I'm afraid it's been here all along, considering my earnest efforts to draw it black and fulfill your request. You're not suggesting you haven't secured the goods. Seems your luck is smiling upon me. How much? 3,800. My cut isn't much, Fidel replied. Lumion did negotiate and produced a stack of banknotes and tallied them out. Fidel signaled for the attendant and gave instruction. Soon after, the attendant returned carrying a brown glass bottle. Fidel directed the attendant to take the money and hand over the goods while keeping a distance himself. Metal containers won't do. The potency of the venom can be affected by corrosion. After the attendant departed, Fidel grinned. I heard about your act from last night. Indeed, we must deploy effective strategies repeatedly, Lumion said. I appreciate a sharp man like you. I'll disseminate your message and ensure Kesey hears about it. The adventurers I assigned to the task previously were far too scared. No problem. That's why I'm here, Lumion said. Do you think Berman is hiding here? He stopped talking and after a few steps asked, What are you talking about? What does the warlock have to do with me? Not much. Just a wild guess. Yet this is close to where the explosion happened last night, and your establishment is quite a good place to hide. Without waiting, he took another step and casually exited the building. In the deep of night, a sound of waves echoed in the distance, and the flying bird swayed gently. Lumion reclined on his bed in room 5 in the first-class cabin. Suddenly, the dark clouds materialized outside the window, obscuring the moon and the stars. The room, draped in curtains, plunged into darkness. Even looking at one's hand, one could barely discern 5 fingers. Within the shadows, something seemed to stir to life. Wait, are you saying Berman killed that fucking kid? Oh, God. Alright, buddy, you're about to die. Unhinged! How's it going, man? I'm good. How you doing? I swear to God, I've just stopped reading Unk when you guys say it. It just, like, my mind just glosses over it. Like, oh, well, they're just saying my name. It's chill. Oh, wait, Kami, do you want to try the thing, dude? Do you want to try Hope's website? Can we try it? If you have it, okay, you're free, right? Okay, cool. Hold on, let me get to the, okay. I messaged you the room ID on Discord. Let's see if this works. He said a loop is done now too. Yeah, so it should be. Do 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 do. Are you sure this is the code I need to join? Doesn't do anything? Hold on, let's try. Okay, okay, okay. Let's create a new one. Let's try. Okay, let me try giving you a new one. Let's try. Let's try this one. See if that works. Got to cripple a Crucible Knight. Oh, good luck, buddy. If it doesn't work, I can obviously just do it regularly. That's fine. Spotify playlist, but the problem is the Spotify playlist, MX, the thing is I have to manually switch the music, right? Whereas this way Kami can, when he's here, he can just do it himself, and that way the immersion is tip top, you know? Try to join this, doesn't do anything when I click join. Okay, let me try. Nope. Yeah, there you go. What are you fucking, it's not that hard. What? Why isn't it working? Let's try now. Might be loud as fuck. Careful. Yeah, we'll find out. Okay. Oh my god, it's working. It's working, Hope. You're so goated, dude. Ain't no fucking way. Let's go. All right, we gotta see if it. We gotta see if it loops. But oh my god, this is so peak. Where's the loop? So on the video in the thing, Kami, on the video in the thing, at the top right hand side under the options button, if you go to more options, you can just loop it from there. See if that'll work. That's what I did. I did it on my side. I'm just do it on your side too, and it should be fine. Found it? Okay, good, good. Okay. Oh my god, this is so peak. It's genuinely so peak though. What the fuck? A lanky shadow emerged from the shadows in its translucent form and lunged at Lumion, resembling... Wait, don't do it on your side? Oh, okay. To see if I can do it for... Okay, yeah, it sounds good. Resembling the possession of wraiths and evil spirits, this entity sought control, but lacked the speed to complete the process in a mere blink. In an instant, Lumion, previously dormant, transformed into a shadowy figure melding with the darkness. This marked the manifestation of his newly contracted skill, Shadow Transformation. An eerie hush enveloped the room, dominated by the tall, translucent spirit. Suddenly, the darkness rifted, revealing a small, decaying skeleton python oozing yellow-green pus. Empty eyes, its fangless mouth resembled a vortex, emptying a hurried, piercing sound. It seemed like an undead creature, a specialist in consuming shadows and shadowy creatures. Zifuk? Oh, you paused it? Are you pausing it, or is it just buffering? I might be okay, okay. Oh, you are pausing? Oh, okay, okay. Oh. Room 5 of the Flying Bird's first-class cabin assumed an otherworldly tableau. Despite the lingering dim light, the shadows dissipated, leaving everything cloaked in darkness. In due time, Lumen emerged from the shadows, resembling his human form, against the backdrop of a luscious carpet. Simultaneously, a towering figure emerged, a knight adorned in tattered black armor, pale flames flickering in its eye sockets. With a broadsword, the dead knight advanced, slashing at Lumen. Lumen's agile form shifted. Hope cooked, dude. He genuinely did. This is so cool. Maneuvering from facing the Death Knight, the shadow swallowing Python and the looming tall, thin shadow to flank them all. The broadsword of the Death Knight cleaved through the wardrobe, sending fragments flying. Lumion, reacting swiftly, crouched down, clenching his fist, and struck down the carpet. From the center, a multitude of crimson, nearly white flames burst forth, consuming every inch of the room. Inferno devoured the entities. Within the flames, fireballs materialized and shot out from Lumion. They honed in on the Death Knight, the shadow-swallowing Python, and the Black Shadow. The crimson, nearly white fireballs detonated consecutively, tearing apart the beings, pulverizing the room. In this turmoil, an entity lacking pure ethereality or possessing partial corporeality faced inevitable destruction. The once steel-clad armor of the knight crumbled, and the shadow-swallowing Python fractured. Though the lanky shadow fared relatively better, it too succumbed to the flames. Although the Flying Bird boasted a steel structure, the impact of such force, reminiscent of multiple cannons, inevitably took its toll on the room. Strangely, only cracks marred the inner wall, neither the wall nor the door itself fully giving way. But the foamless barrier enveloped the area shuddered. As shockwaves rebounded, Lumion, the catalyst of the explosion, suffered, akin to being struck repeatedly by the massive hammer, his vision clouded by the golden specks. The air, instantly devoured by flames, left him with a suffocating sensation. Amidst the flames, a figure emerged from the darkness, standing near the window, adorned with black robes and a loose hood, wounds marking his body all over. Lower the music a bit? Oh, sorry. Oh, interesting. I feel like I did lower it before and it went all the way back up. What the fuck? Why? Interesting. I put it at 0 on my side, it doesn't change for you? Oh, interesting. Because I did lower it at the start, and then maybe because I paused it. Oh, that could be. Lumen observed that the man's once fine hair had transformed into pale white, nearly indistinguishable feathers, some charred, emitting a dark, dense fog. Rather than the usual red, a thick yellowish-green hue oozed from his wounds. Under the hood, Lumen discerned a pale white face and a few ulcers. In the blink of an eye, Lumen locked eyes with the man. Between the brows of the hooded figure, and a crack swiftly widened, revealing an illusory vertical eye. This peculiar vertical eye instantly mirrored Lumen's figure. His initial intention to teleport behind the hooded man and employ the spell of Harumph met an abrupt freeze. The impact resonated at the spiritual level, akin to Lumen's soul body losing the protective shield of his physical form and standing exposed to the scorching sunlight. Fear gripped him. Ordinary humans explored the spirit world through astral projection, rarely detaching their soul bodies, the core of their souls, from their physical being. The arbiter pathway, psychic piercing, bypassed the physical body, ether body, and astral projection, directly influencing the soul body, carrying an almost undefendable reputation. Lumen suspected that the spell of Harumph shared these characteristics. Within the assailant's dark purple, nearly black vertical eye, pale white patterns silently spun. The sensation resembled being scrutinized by penetrating rays of light, causing Lumen's spirit body to quiver. Just as he was about to take the simplest action of sinking his consciousness into the Blood Emperor's mark, the hooded man emitted a sudden pained groan. His head snapped back as if struck by a bullet, the once illusory, dark purple, vertical eye now blurry. With a pained groan, The hooded figure swiftly turned and soared out the window. Observing this, Lumion didn't hasten to block the escape, and instead used his right hand and snapped his fingers. At the window, a crimson, almost blinding light erupted, and a violent explosion engulfed the man. Lumion had set this as a trap. Before entering a state of sleep, he had concealed the master bedroom within the bottle of fiction. I figured he was going to do this. There were two entrances, one by the window and the other by the door, accessible only to beings with superpowers. Both exits harbored delayed explosion fireballs. Any trigger would unleash devastation. Amidst the explosion, the man was propelled off his feet, crashing onto the window frame. His limbs seemed to be on the brink of tearing apart. Without a moment of hesitation, Lumion teleported to the man, harumphing at him, rendering the man completely unconscious. I will say the spell of harumph is broken as fuck. Every time he hits a motherfucker with this thing, they go... He's like Mike Tyson's fist in the early 90s, late 90s. Just fucking putting people to sleep with a touch, just a... Maybe content, but I've been seeing stream lag. Has it been lagging for anyone else? Just him? Because I don't see any missed frames on my side. It's like Peppa Pig's oinks, like... I always have small lag spikes? Okay, well then that's fucking useless information then, Harsh, for this moment. Harsh just wanted to say something. Thanks, buddy. As Lumion prepared his next move, the pairs of arms suddenly emerged from darkness. Some were covered in warts, some decayed to the point of pus overflowing. These arms seized the man and dragged him to the depths. Observing this, Lumion refrained from an immediate transformation to pursue them, and instead stood his ground. The assailant shared an uncanny resemblance to Berman as depicted on the Warlock's posters, but the non-human feeling was even more pronounced. Lumion wasn't caught off guard by this. It was one of the most anticipated outcomes. He had deliberately voiced suspicions to Fidel in front of him without providing clarity, fostering the illusion that Lewis was attempting to extort money. Under normal circumstances, even if Fidel wanted to hide something, he wouldn't act so swiftly. He would likely observe for a few days, but Lumion had offered him an opportunity. Lewis had made the public commission he had accepted to lure out Baronet. In such a situation, it wouldn't raise eyebrows if he were killed. The death of an overconfident individual in Port Farim wouldn't spark any trouble or suspicion. So why not just take care of him? Even if Lewis's suspicion lacked evidence, they would still draw the attention of official beyonders. Lumion's performance at the bar seemed to bait Baronet's Black Baronet class Kesey, but in reality, the bait was for Fidel. If Fidel had no ties to the demon warlock, it wouldn't trigger any reaction. Lumion merely needed to pursue the superficial purpose of hunting Black Baronet. But if there was a connection, Lumion would receive a response. To Lumion's surprise, the abilities exhibited by Berman shared similarities to a few pathways he knew of, but there were also some differences. Damn, we almost got him, but he got away. Wait, hold on, I'm dumb. I was on 524 or 3 last chapter. I didn't search it. I was so excited about the thing, I just forgot to change the title. Okay, let's see if it... I think we're at the end now. Okay, let's see if it loops. It should loop in like 20 seconds. If it loops, this is so peak if it loops. Hold on. Alright, last chapter. What do we stream for, like hour and a half? Wow, that's not that long at all. Oh, okay. So it stays on, but you gotta turn it on yourself. Okay. Let's try this. I'm curious. Let me loop it from my side too, because that's not too much trouble or anything. I'm just curious. But if I bring it here, I'm curious if it loops, and it does put the volume back to max. That I did notice. Oh, it does. Oh, but if I set the loop, then it doesn't. If I set the loop too, then it doesn't. The music stayed where it was. Oh, the volume stays where it was. Oh my god, that's perfect. Okay, yeah. So I just need to loop it. Okay, that's no problem. If we're gonna have something on for a while, I can just loop it. That takes like 2 seconds. That's no worries. Oh, that's so peak. The illusory eye between the demon warlock's brows bore a remarkable resemblance to the Eye of Mystery prying from the warlock pathway. However, this entity took a unique form, manifesting as a vertical eye rather than the typical manifestation within the eye itself. While a mystery prior might have experienced similar abnormalities as a high sequence beyonder. Praise hope, genuinely, dude, that's so fucking cool. It was clear that Berman hadn't reached the saint level, or Lumin would have been the one fleeing, not him. In such a scenario, Lumin might not have been able to escape even if he wanted. His only hope would be that the residual aura of Lisa Tudor could distract him momentarily. To loop, but it's not important. Oh, I see. Oh, so if I move it, it doesn't move for you. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Okay. Considering the authorities' wanted poster, information of 007, yeah, only pause is synced? Oh, I see. Information of 007 and the details gathered from Philip and the others, Lumin had concluded that Berman couldn't be a Sequence 4. Based on the illusory vertical eye and Berman's diverse comprehensive abilities, Lumin sensed the true alignment within the characteristics of a warlock. However, no warlock's Eye of Mystery prying resembled this. Let me try music change at the end of stream. Just try one now, it's fine. We're done with the fight for now anyway, so just you know, do like a kind of, do whatever song you want. Not a copyrighted one, please, but just do whatever you want. Marked with the pale white patterns against the nearly black background, but it also possessed the ability to intimidate other spirit bodies. In that moment, Lumin felt as if he had been stripped of all externalities. You pause it? Did I pause it? I didn't pause it. Did you pause it? Hey! Okay. Yeah, there we go. Switched. Let's fucking go, dude. That's awesome. This is so cool. I changed, but I didn't pause. Interesting. Okay. It might instantly pause it when we switch instead of auto-playing. Okay. In that moment, Lumin felt as if he had been stripped of all externalities. No, I didn't have to manually pause it. It took a sec. No, it auto-played by itself, but it took a second. Unmarked with the pale white patterns against the nearly black background. In that moment, Lumin felt as if he had been stripped of all externalities, leaving only his spirit body to resist Berman's. Yielding or failing would have led to him fainting. Fortunately, the truth on him was beyond the perception of low to mid-sequence beyonders, and Berman was no exception. Before Lumin could activate Alista Tudor's aura, the demon warlock suffered a backlash. Moreover, Berman's command over the undead and the protection he had received from fainting surpassed typical warlock capabilities. Which evil god's pathway is this? Or has Berman been corrupted and acquired abnormal traits? That would explain the non-human details on him. After conducting so many resurrection experiments, he wouldn't lack the kind that sacrifices to evil gods. The illusory vertical eye was undeniably powerful and bizarre. I couldn't withstand it. Were it not for the protection of Mr. Fool and Termy Boris and the lingering aura of Alista Tudor, I might have met my demise. Seizing this moment to counteract the impact of the explosion, he retrieved the golden straw hat and placed it on his head, and teleported to 16 Rue Corius, the entrance to Fidel's residence. While Berman had the means to escape, he couldn't say the same for this merchant. If Berman had been in good condition when he fled, Lumin worried that he may return out of professional courtesy, but Berman had been rendered unconscious and taken away by some undead creatures. He wouldn't be returning for a while. And hence, Lumin still had time to ponder Berman's sequence and non-human issues. His deliberate delay served a purpose. If Berman were to wake up promptly and flee with his employer, Lumin calculated a delay of a minute or two would ensnare them both. Now, standing at the entrance of 16 Rue Corius, Lumin's brows furrowed. As a hunter, he detected the faint scent of blood. After a moment of hesitation, Lumin pushed open the door. The door bore splatters of fresh blood that hadn't congealed. It seemed as though someone had in a panic sought refuge here. Bye, MX. Appreciate you popping by, buddy. Unlocking the door just before being pursued and torn to shreds. But there was no remnants of a corpse. Lumin halted. The entire house remained eerily silent. Did Fidel act swiftly, eliminating those in the know and relocating? In such a scenario, if Berman's operation proved successful and he uncovered the reason for my late suspicion, Fidel could use the pretext of a late-night attack by Baronet and the other pirates where he almost died. Alternatively, he might just vanish forever, adopting a new identity and embarking on a new adventure. Lumin pondered this as he navigated the blood-stained entrance, intending to search the home, his goal to uncover the relationship between Fidel and Berman. Leaving the door ajar, he proceeded towards the staircase. Perhaps sensing the approach, heavy footsteps echoed. Amidst the sound of footsteps, a figure emerged. It wasn't human, or rather, it couldn't be deemed human any longer. Standing 3 to 4 meters tall, its body comprised of fragments of human corpses, possessed a mix of feminine curves and masculine traits sewn together. What the fuck? This person had a relatively intact head with only one source, Fidel Guerrero. The merchant's head didn't align with the body. It was as if a child's head had been placed on a half-giant's neck. Dark brown eyes, vacant yet filled with fear. Fidel's dead? He became a monster? Just as this thought entered Lumin's head, the corpse lunged forward. A pale white flame ignited on a colossal bone sword he held. Lumin's eyes narrowed as he appeared behind the corpse. Ha! However, the light struck Fidel's head, failing to disorient him, let alone render him unconscious. It became apparent the creature was immune to the spell of Harumph. Finally, something that can beat the spell of Harumph. You just gotta die, and then it's useless. Almost simultaneously, the rapid running, sutured corpse forcibly pivoted, emitting a muffled sound from its throat. Lumin's soul trembled, as if cowed by evil and death. He froze, and the corpse turned around, advancing with fear. It raised the sword, burning with pale white flames, and slashed at Lumin's head. Lumin, experienced in such situations, stemming mostly from his encounters with high-level entities, found the current threat level less severe than the consequences of a demon warlock's illusory vertical eye. Just in time, Lumin woke up, activating the black mark on his shoulder. Amidst the howling wind, the sword, engulfed in pale white flames, struck the after-image. This time, Lumin materialized close to the corpse's back, stabbing the symphony of hatred. With a puff, the pitch-black bone flute, seemingly fragile, plunged into the corpse's flesh. Every time it loops, it's a jump scare, genuinely. The flaxen threads burst open, chunks of flesh peeled out. Lumin extended his left hand, pressing against the near-fatal wound, and a crimson fireball compressed layer by layer as it was pushed in. Utilizing the force, Lumin flew back, dodging the massive bone sword. In midair, he witnessed crimson, nearly white flames erupting from the corpse, tearing it apart. The corpse disintegrated, and the flesh of various humans scattered. Fidel's head landed on the pile of flesh and blood. Who turned you into this? Lumin thought, glancing out the window. Fidel's mouth opened. It's Berman. Berman? Were you infighting? I thought you were testing me. I wanted to observe you for a few more days, but he couldn't wait. He wanted to kill you tonight. I didn't agree. He killed everyone in the house. He's a lunatic. And at that point, Fidel's head lolled, his eyes closed, and he fell silent. Berman's mental state is quite problematic, Lumin thought. So he killed his employer's entire household? If he wanted to kill me, he could have just done it alone. Lumin had previously considered whether Fidel would think he was baiting him, and for this reason he deliberately created the illusion he was baiting Baronet. As for the effect, Lumin didn't care too much. If Fidel didn't take the bait, he would use another method. Unexpected, this triggered infighting. Lumin believed, even if he couldn't bring himself to do such a thing when his psychological problems were at their worst, this was unless Fidel provoked him. Observing the corpse, Lumin noticed no signs of characteristic. Curse my luck, Berman must have taken it. He shook his head and walked to the room where the safe might be. He said, damn, I got this man and his entire fucking suite of employees, like, you know, like a dozen people killed. Oh, well, let's see if they left any money behind. Fuck them. Truly my go. Fuck you, Kami, you bitch. Motherfucker tried to rickroll me. Oh, motherfucker. Bro's gonna get my whole channel deleted for a fucking funny haha moment. COI artwork, yes, yes. Thank you, Chris. Ooh, cool. This one's very nice. Oh, that is very cool. That is very cool. He's giving very much Anderson vibes, no? It's official? Oh, I see. Okay. This is giving very much Anderson vibes for sure. Not Danitz, because, you know, Danitz is an idiot. But this is giving Anderson. I like it. Anderson with a little bit of Amon mixed in. The image I sent above is for the Epoch Trier. It's right.